What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Would love to have you part of the fam. Today's video, I thought we would just test out some e.L.F. makeup. I've been wanting to test out more e.L.F. makeup since I've used their ultimate blending brush. I was really surprised how well that brush performed, how airbrushed my foundation looked, and it didn't leave me streaky or cakey, and I was like, okay, e.L.F. is up to something. And I just haven't used them in a while. There's no particular reason why. It's nothing against e.L.F. And I keep hearing about this infamous like putty primer, which is sold out everywhere. Can't find it at the drugstore or Ulta, and I'm just like, need this primer to get back in stock because I need to try it. It's supposed to be a really great dupe, especially for that Tatcha face primer, which is about $52, which is not always price friendly. I did order this online from Ulta's website. Nervous if the foundation shade and especially the concealer shade works out well for me. And if you are a fan of e.L.F., definitely let me know what your favorite product is. The first product I picked up is the Hydrating Coconut Mist. I'm gonna spray this on my face before I use actual primer. I really like that extra layer, especially when my skin is dry, and I didn't wash my face this morning. I actually slept in my makeup. My skin is hating me, but you know what? I'm hating it because it's been in an oil frenzy. We're gonna just spray some on, and I'll also use this as setting spray later. It's supposed to hydrate skin, refresh makeup with hyaluronic acid and a vitamin E. Definitely smelled like coconut, which was really nice. Feels really, really refreshing. Very similar spray radius to the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. A couple of sprays around the face and you're good. Doesn't blast you like the Anastasia Dewy Set. And just feel my skin soaking it up. I'll have to see how it sets my makeup to see how my face looks. I'm gonna go in with the Moisture Lock Primer. Okay, 2 pumps might have been too much. The first like initial pump, since it's brand new, it didn't seem like much came on. It feels like a more tackier version of the Maybelline Master Prime. I feel nice and primed. As long as this really makes my makeup adhere to it and not slide off or any other funky business, we will be in a good position. I really liked how that felt. Not much else to say without foundation. I picked up the Flawless Finish foundation. So I believe on Ulta's website, it just said the shade name, and I'm looking at it, and I picked up the shade Buff because most of the shades I'm either buff or beige, either like natural beige or medium buff. So I was like, well, this just says buff, and on the cap it says light with peachy undertones, and I'm like, I'm not light and I don't have peachy undertones, so that's great. I also picked up some e.L.F. brushes to see how they apply all of the products on. I've only used that one e.L.F. brush, so I'm not sure how the others are going to work out. We have another ultimate blending brush in here that is fantastic. I'm gonna take this small stipple brush and apply the foundation on here. And it's gonna be a little light for me. Luckily, I haven't gotten a tan yet. Oh, that's gonna be really light. Oh, well, cool, rolling with it. I am struggling getting this foundation spread because it looks a little streaky. I mean, granted, yes, it is a little lighter than I thought it would be. Winter is coming. Okay, I don't watch Game of Thrones. I just filmed my Game of Thrones palette look with Catherine, so I thought, well, now that I kind of know a little bit, not that much, but I was like, look, I can make that joke. Probably not until I actually watch the show. Oh man, peachy undertones and light foundation is not a good look for me. I don't know if it's the brush or if it's just being too light, but I don't like this foundation. It's streaky, it's hard to blend, so not a fan of this brush. I'm gonna take my ultimate blending and see if that helps. I think I just made it worse. I can't help but laugh at myself. I'm not having good coverage with this. I don't know if it's the primer or if it's just sheer. I'm gonna put some, oh shit. Got some on my sweater, that's not cool. Pika pika. Really just love making a mess out of everything. I have to do laundry anyway, so my feelings aren't that hurt. Oh, I was gonna go for my head, and here I am. Okay, ignore me. This is a very sheer foundation. It's just going wherever it pleases. We're gonna try to build it up. Good luck with that. Oy. One extra layer. Difficult to layer too. Okay, I'm really struggling. Not just because of the shade, but this is a workout. I think it might be in combination with the primer, because like you like move it around and boom, there's my skin. Like that circle right there. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So not off to the best start, but you know what? We will make the best of it. The only way up from here is up. Next, we're gonna take this aqua infused blush and bronzer duo. If I can get the plastic off without denting the hands, that would be great. These shades are really pretty. The pink is a little scary for me, but it's pretty pigmented. They're creamy, so maybe that's the aqua infusion. Did Aquaman make these? That's what they look like. I'm a little nervous for the bronzer, just because I don't want it to be red. Looks more golden bronzer, but I don't know. We also have a very light foundation shade, so it could also look muddy. Ooh, those swatch beautifully though. And that is what they look like. Super, super gorgeous. Reminds me of the NARS Laguna bronzer and Orgasm blush duo they used to carry. They might still carry it. Don't really have a good bronzing brush, so I'm gonna try to take this ultimate blending and see what I can do without making too much damage, because ideally I want more of like a nice powder brush, but we're gonna work with what we got. I think it's blending out quite nice given all the circumstances. Probably with a proper bronzing brush, this bronzer will be even better. I'm a fan of this bronzer. I like this. You can definitely see my bronze look with this light foundation. I think this aqua blend is doing really nice. Whatever that is, it's making this bronzer really blendable, because I thought with a light foundation it's gonna be mud on your face and I would be a disgrace. And then we're gonna take the blush brush and take this blush, add it to the cheeks. Not as overwhelming. I thought it would be, so that's nice. So it's buildable. Ooh, that's pretty. Really pretty. Look, my natural skin tone is back. I'm a fan of this product. Definitely liked how this duo worked out. It's the bronze peach duo or the dirty bubble duo. I'm just kidding. You gotta throw SpongeBob in there. It's a very buildable blush, which is what I really, really like about it. I thought it was just gonna be like red on my cheeks, but it started out faint. We built up a little bit more, and this is almost like my happy medium shade of blushes. Next, we're gonna go in with the jelly highlighter. This is the shade Bubbly, but I already know how this formula is. I really, really like it. I didn't think I was gonna really get into jelly highlighter because I thought it was interesting and I have to apply it with my finger. I also have the shade Dew. It's more of a gold shade that Amber got me, and I've been really, really loving this formula. It's like flubber almost. I'm afraid to like tip it even more. I'll link the Shop My Stash where I show the composition where it looks like flubber. It's really cool. Do a swatch of this. Ooh, wow. I barely tapped my finger in it and it's beaming. I feel like I tapped it too much. A little goes a long way. Just so gorgeous. I love that. I was cleaning off my finger just to make my finger dirty again to apply. I tried tapping a little less. I think we're gonna try like this and work upwards. I don't know, I'm like really bad at, I need just like a ruler on my face to help. Highlight is there. Maybe this is the best way. I don't know. If you guys have jelly highlighter, what are your tips and tricks? I feel more comfortable with a brush that's just me. It's just going everywhere. It's because it is. Wait, why is this one gonna go on so much better? This side of my face always ends up better. And I kind of went overboard. Cool. Wait, I have like no I have no business trying with my left hand. Okay, so the only thing I don't like about this is that it is hard to blend with your finger, but that's probably me. I probably just need to try a brush and see what best works out for me. I just goop it on and it's just staying too gooped. I'm just so used to just using brushes to apply that I'm just really bad at using tapping motions with my finger on my cheekbones. Like this side has too much highlight and this side doesn't have enough. I totally have concealer. So I don't always use concealer. I know that sounds different, but I just don't. I picked up the 16-hour camo concealer. Full coverage matte, which I'm kind of nervous about because matte means drying. And my under eyes, it's probably the driest spot on my face. It reminds me of Tarte Shape Tape and it has like a similar applicator. Might get in the way of my highlight, so could have sabotaged. This shade actually looks like it could work out for me. Do I have a concealing brush in here? I'm gonna take this e.l.f. concealer brush. I know I don't have even concealer on my, oh, I was going the wrong way. It's super thick. We'll also use some to prime the eyes for our look. Get a nice tacky base going on. I don't like this brush. Okay, I can't. So the brushes are a no for me. Essentially, the ultimate blending is just my favorite one. So I'm using my Sigma 4D HD Kabuki just to finish it off. It'll also help me blend around my highlighter since I totally forgot I had concealer to try, but this formula is really nice. It's just super thick and a little really goes a long way. So I was not ready for that at all. So it said matte. I'm not finding this drying though. I find it actually more hydrating than Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape is actually really drying on me. I love it because it really does a phenomenal job of the coverage. I'm actually gonna need this brush again to help spread some, but that 4D HD brush just does such a good job. And this eye had more concealer than it, and it's already done a good job of just blending. And I don't always set my face either. I'm a mess trying to do this full face. Thank you for bearing with me, and I'm so sorry if you think I'm a train wreck. I'm only human, we make mistakes. I tried to get all the products just to do a good demo, and here I am messing it up. And then we have the e.l.f. HD Powder Soft Illuminating Powder. So I'm gonna set my T-zone in my forehead. At first I was like, my forehead looks like there is no foundation left. I forgot I bronze up my forehead. So this plastic was a little difficult to pull off. And I'm always nervous about trying new powders, especially for flashback. But there looks like it's like a peach color to it that might help out in not causing flashback, hopefully. We don't have any brushes in here that could possibly help with applying some loose powder. So I'm just gonna take my Sigma F89 Bake Kabuki and start, oh, it's going everywhere, and just set the face. I should have set this a while ago before I bronzed. Should have done a lot of things better. But powder and concealer aren't in my everyday makeup routine. Powder is quite optional and hardly ever do concealer. Well, there's a weird scent to it if you get it up your nose. Seems to be just going quite nice into the skin. Then again, it was a very light foundation, so I'm not sure anymore. And working around blush and bronzer is definitely a challenge. I can see this powder helping brighten up those areas. I don't see that concealer creasing, so that is really nice too. And just to try to set the under eye, I'm gonna take the F87 Sigma brush because this shape is really cool. And essentially I can just stamp around where I applied highlighter and just work up just so the highlight is still there. There is kind of like a shine to this. Maybe it's that peach. Where's my head getting flashback? Because I can see those areas where I set really emphasize, and I'm like, if I take a picture, will it all just look funky? Oh, it says soft luminance. It might just be the luminizing effect that this powder does. I don't really need that in my powder. I see where they're going for it to be brightening, which is good for your under eye. For like my forehead, it looks like grease. Like my T-zone looks really emphasized. I'm gonna set the face again with this coconut hydrating mist. feels and it smells nice. So kind of went out of order. Happens, it's me. So just a quick recap on the face products. Loved this coconut hydrating mist as like my first layer, or my pre-step as I call it, before actually applying primer. It did a really nice job and it feels really nice after setting my face makeup. The concealer, I was afraid it was gonna be too light, but it seemed to work out really nice, and the excess was able to be on my eyelids to function as a base for some shadow. Really loved this peach bronze duo. It did a really good job applying some bronzer and blush to my face. And then this jelly highlighter was really nice. I just need to figure out how to better apply it because my finger did not do the job that I really like in my highlight. I just like sweeping up with my brush. The foundation and the primer did not really work out for me. I don't think the primer did a really good job gripping to my skin with the foundation. It just smeared everywhere and nothing adhered to the skin. It was very slippery. It was really hard to blend for me. I did pick up a lighter shade than what I am. I did the best that I could to keep this going, despite the fact that I went out of order just because I don't always do those steps. I'm sorry. Oh, that powder. Every time I look, it just looks like I got grease on my face and I need a blotting pad. We're gonna continue on to eyes. Oh, and the brushes aren't doing the best either for me. Just that ultimate blending brush did really good. Oh, the blush brush was okay. It didn't do too bad. I apologize that I had to retreat to some other brushes. I'm trying to get this E.L.F eyebrow pencil out. That's why I'm looking down. The struggle is real right now. So I have this E.L.F brow pencil that we are gonna use to fill in the brows, and I don't think we have anything to set with. That is cool. We aren't gonna set because this is a full face of E.L.F, not a full face of E.L.F and other products, except for brushes, because I needed some kind of help. Hope you guys understand. I really did make an effort to try to get some E.L.F brushes to truly do a full face. So this has a fun shape. It looks like a normal eyeliner pencil, like the Tarte Man Eater. This was the darkest shade that they had online, and it looks like it might be too light. We should make it work. I think it's, oh, I lost a brow hair. Cool. It looks like it's going on darker than its actual color, than what it appears. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, this is actually really difficult to fill in brows with. I feel like the shape is terrible. So the brow pencil wasn't terrible, it just wasn't user-friendly. I liked that it was a nice point because I thought it would be really helpful to help define my brow shape and then fill in, but it was almost too big, especially since I have some sparse brows, so I found it a little challenging. The formula is great, actually. It reminded me like a hybrid of a pomade and a pencil, like if they kind of combined the two. I just wish that it was a little bit more user-friendly, like my goof-proof brow pencil or the Precisely My Brow. I picked up the Mad for Matte Jewel Pop eyeshadow palette. We'll quickly do some swatches. That is super pigmented. And these were mattes and they felt really creamy. None of these felt chalky at all. Pretty surprised. Let's see how they swatch on the arm. We're just going everywhere today. But that's what it looks like. It was super pretty colors. Like, I felt like I was barely swiping down my arm. There is pigment throughout the whole swatch and pigment still on my fingers. I'm really excited to dive into this palette. So I like how half of the palette is a little bit more neutral, and then half of the palette you can add a bold shade to it, like a nice pop of blue or purple, but you can also maintain a full colorful look or a full neutral look. Oh wow, these colors are unreal. Wow, oh my gosh, that green is like Slytherin green. Oh my gosh, I am loving these swatches. They're so gorgeous. Purple and blue looked a little streaky on the swatch. Pigment is there, but just a tad patchy, but still have some pigment on my fingers, so I don't know where that is coming from. Those shades might be a little difficult to blend out. Hopefully we can make this work because this palette is super gorgeous. I'm loving the shades. I don't know what to do. Kind of want to do a little neutral with a pop of color, but wherever the brush takes me. Keep looking at my forehead and my nose, and I'm like, I did not highlight those areas. Not gonna lie, I am a little nervous to use these eye brushes. I got two. Might be having to dip into some of my others. We're gonna need it. I'm gonna start off with this shade to pack on and blend out. We're just gonna see how this all works. I think I'm just gonna do a pop of color on my lower lash. This is very pigmented, super pretty. Packing it on before we blend out. Can't remember if I was supposed to do the dark the one that I used for my outer V and use that to smoke it out instead. Ooh, I'm trying to use the other eyeshadow brush in here and it's a little difficult for lower lash. I just wanted to give that brush a whirl and a chance. So if we have a crazy lower lash going on, that's what happened. Just ignore that eye. Expectation, reality. I'm just gonna roll with it. I've accepted it and moved on. I really enjoyed this palette. I said I was gonna go for a neutral look and I went for more a purple look. Those shades were just really calling to me. They blended out super nice and really went on the concealer as a base really nice too. Definitely had fun blending them out. Definitely think that they were good. So I can't wait to make more looks with it. I know options are limited since there's only 10 shades, but I think you could get a lot of use out of it, especially if you want to explore some color. Definitely check this out. There aren't any shimmers, which I'm kind of sad about because I am such a shimmer girl, but you know, this is forcing me to use more mattes, more colors, more get out of your comfort zone, and I am living for it. I saw that E.L.F had like a bunch of new palettes out, so I really want to test those out as well. Then I also picked up this felt tip liner to apply to my eyelid. Has a nice point to it. It didn't really pick up much of the shadows, which is great. It's a little bigger than most of the felt tips I've used. Yeah, so I think the size was just a little challenging, but it was pretty matte black on the eyelid, so that looks really nice. I bought this smudge proof mascara, and there's a wand for your upper lashes and your lower lashes. We'll test out both because I don't put mascara on my lower lashes. That's again a personal preference. So I actually really like that mascara. It reminded me of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara where it volumized and lengthened. I think adding another coat would really help, but for a first layer, pretty good. Did a really nice job. All right, let's try the lower lash wand. Oh, it's so cute. It looks like I'm gonna stab my eye out. I can't really tell much of a difference just because I don't really have lower lashes. My upper and lower lash is about to have a fight. Oh, and I just whacked my under eye. This lower one is definitely a little clumpier than the upper one. I did notice the few lower lashes that I have are clumping together. Definitely liked the upper one as opposed to the lower one. I think it was a great option to include, especially if you do apply mascara to your lower lash lines, so it's nice to have that more precise wand. And then I picked up one of their liquid lipsticks in the shade Berry Sorbet, or Sorbet, as they say. I have not tried this formula before. I'm really excited. I hope it works out nice. I thought the shade was stunning. Maybe we'll go with this look, maybe not, and the wand looks pretty cool. My Cupid's bow kind of started fading away, and oh well. Tried to recover it and nope. Okay, so I really like this formula. This shade is stunning. The wand, it was like in the middle for me. I loved applying it to most of like my lip, but outlining my Cupid's bow and then like the outer corners of my mouth is where I had the most difficulties. But other than that, really liked it. Loved the formula. It was super creamy upon application, and now that I've given it some time to dry down, it feels dry but not like there's no moisture left. It's very comfortable. I really like that type of liquid lipstick. Let's try a transfer test. There is like a faint little bit on my hand from a transfer test. I know I'm gonna need to get more shades. Did not even think that this was e.l.f. lipstick, to be honest. How pretty this shade is, how pigmented. It didn't transfer, like what is this sorcery? And let's set the face one last time. Tastes like coconut. My mouth wasn't shut before all the mist hit my face. To recap the eye products, the palette was definitely my favorite out of all of them, followed by the mascara. Like I said, I really liked how the mascara volumized and lengthened. More on the lengthened side than volumizing for my lashes, but I liked how you can also put it on your lower lashes with that more precise wand. Still can't get over how pigmented and well that these blended out. Took me by surprise, these two products. Like if this didn't say e.l.f., I would have not guessed that this was e.l.f. at all. The brow and the eyeliners, they were okay. Was not user-friendly with the brow product. Like the liquid eyeliner wasn't really user-friendly either, just because of how big the felt tip was. And then the lower lash eyeliner, it was good, it just tugged and made my eyes water a little bit, and I think that's what set up my lower lashes up for failure for applying the mascara, and that's probably why it's sticking together. Definitely were hit or miss products for me. I think I have some new favorites, as always. Definitely have to play around with them more. Did not like this brush set at all, except for this brush. It was just super good. And actually, this eye shading brush did not do a bad job either. That brush did really good just packing on eyeshadow. If you use any e.l.f. products or have any holy grails, definitely let me know what your favorite ones are. I would really love to know your thoughts on them, try out some more of their products. This concludes today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up if you like e.l.f. makeup, first impressions, demos, full face of brand products. Let me know in the comments below what is your favorite e.l.f. product. product? What are some other of your favorite drugstore brands too? Trying to branch out into more drugstores since it is more money friendly and need to calm down a little bit. Please make sure you're subscribed before you leave, and I will see you in the next video.